New World's Season 10 Nighthaven is not really a new season, but essentially a new expansion. Just like Brimstone Sands that had an insane amount of content, a new zone, new weapon, new content, this also has an insane amount for free. It has an entire new zone established in a gothic vampire-filled and werewolf-filled place. An entire new game mode called Catacombs where it's procedurally generated and gives you roguelike powers to progress with your team to get the most amount of gold and rewards. Just like the Gorgons raid we got a year ago, we have a new raid coming to this new patch and an entire overhaul of the new endgame progression. So even if you're a veteran or new player, you can get in here and absolutely have a great fun progressing through the content. As well as a new OPR PvP map for you to compete against your enemies. This new update is coming on October 13th, less than a month from now, and it very much reminds me of the Brimstone Sand update. Essentially an expansion, but for free. And what I wonder is, will this bring back New World? Or will it flop, just like Rise of the Angry Earth did? Let's talk about it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. And let's get into it. Let's be real, New World is a pretty good game right now. Most of the problems that it used to have, it no longer has. The combat is way more smooth, the content is way more interesting, and the progress systems are way better. The problem is it's not really getting enough content. Whether that is because Amazon doesn't care that much, which I heavily doubt, because otherwise they would have killed this game a long time ago, or the fact that they have to focus on their Lord of the Rings MMO instead of New World to move the future over there, and they're using New World as a beta. I think this one is the reason why we don't get that much content on New World. They still try with New World. They got new mounts, they got new weapons, and this patch looks pretty good. A new zone that we see right here that is actually made out of scratch instead of what we got with new Rise of the Angry Earth, that was just one zone revamped, is actually a huge upgrade. A huge amount of content will be here between mini puzzle story and mini events in the entire zone. In the new zone, we'll have to travel within the newly discovered lands of Nighthaven and engage the enigmatic and mysterious figures that call it home as you search for the divine artifact. We'll search through ageless ruins and the facades of opulence as we work to uncover the truth of what is happening in this isolated and reclusive land. But we need to be wary, as trust in the community is short supply through Nighthaven. The entire zone looks very interesting, very Witcher-like. Look at those little bone decorations in there. I'm very excited for it. The new season's teaser image also shows a werewolf, a vampire, and whatever this king is, that will probably be the big bad of the expansion, so it's very exciting. And oh my god, the new game mode, Catacombs. It's a new game mode in which you up to 3 players explore the depths of the procedurally generated dungeon, battling a wide variety of enemies and bosses, gaining unique mode-specific power-ups, collecting cursed resources and currency. This heavily reminds me of Torghast in World of Warcraft or any other type of roguelike system that you have in other roguelike games. The idea of having an MMORPG with this, where you can go all together with your friends and try your best to get to the deepest dungeon to get the most amount of rewards, is honestly such a cool idea. Depending on how far you will get into there, the better rewards you'll get. And if you indeed lose at the end of it, you will lose the majority of your treasures collected. But only one player needs to safely exit to avoid this. This will create a lot of very cool situations of, oh my god, I need, we're killing a boss and maybe something goes badly and we have to leave, just like in Hardcore WoW or whatever, and only one person needs to survive for everyone to get the loot. This could be super fun for this game, and something that other MMORPGs really should look into getting this. You may actually become super powerful in this Catacombs, making the game even more fun. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Overhauling the endgame progression, I think it's also kind of important. New World has never had the best progression, whether vertical or horizontal. They have good ideas like legendaries and all this other stuff, but it's always been kind of annoying. And making the level cap go to 70 and maxing the gear score to 800 instead of 725 is also a pretty good idea for new players to be able to catch up to the veterans. I understand that a lot of veterans will probably not be the happiest with this because now all the gear that they had is a little bit worthless, but this is the correct way of doing things if you're gonna go for vertical progression to bring new players in and have something to do. That being said, we're gonna get a new system called Umbros, where you're gonna be able to get all of that gear that you had back in this season, in Season 9, for example, to be upgraded with this new currency. So you don't actually have to replace all of your gear that you've been blasting for so long. You can choose to upgrade it, or you can choose to get a new one. I think it's a very nice middle ground to make it feel like you're actually not losing all the progress that you had before. We'll have to see how it actually works out in reality, but yeah. We also have a new type of gear modding system called Charms. They essentially look like sockets that will be defensive, offensive, or skill related, and will need to be crafted with rare materials which drop from endgame content. You're gonna be able to put it in your gear on 4 empty sockets each. This will be replacing the previous system that we had with gems, where you can just put 1 gem. Now you're gonna be able to put 4 on each to customize it in however way you want. I think this is an interesting system to have a little bit more customization in the way that your build works, and well, we kind of need this in a game that is a little bit vertical but also a little bit horizontal to create new builds and do new things on the game. I think it's a very good idea. We'll have to see though how it ends up working. We will also be getting new set bonuses. Crazy, just like the ones that we have in something like World of Warcraft. You can see it right here, for example, in my WoW character. When you get yourself different pieces of armor, you'll be getting a special effect for your character. The difference is in WoW, you can get only a 4 set. You can get a 2 set, but the thing is 2 sets are kind of just a worse version than the 4 set. You want to get 4 pieces so you can get all of these effects at one time. In New World though, look at this. There's multiple configurations for different types of sets. You can go for 2-2-2-2-2 because you have 10 pieces to combine this with, 4-4-2, 5-5, 5-3-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-2-2-2, and 3-3-2-2. And we will have to make a build according to this stuff. Honestly, the amount of possibilities, if these bonus sets are good, are insane. I'm very, very excited for something like this, and I'm not gonna lie, this one thing really made me want to log into New World. I think I'm gonna install the game right now. You guys thought I was kidding? There you go. This also comes with a new change to attribute changes. New gear will no longer have attributes on them. Therefore, you're gonna be able to get your attributes just on your character sheet, which makes you be able to pick and choose which gear to go for way easier. I think this is a great change in order to make our ways of getting sets and move them around easier, because what if you wanted one set that has a very particular type of attribute that you didn't want? Well, this makes it way easier to do. Also, you can uncouple this from other perks that you might want instead of the attribute ones. Overall, this overhaul for the endgame progression is very, very interesting. We'll have to see how we're gonna get all of these things, but I'm very, very excited for them, and I really think it's a very good change. We also will be getting a new OPR map, the tower, in this new expansion, which is nice to keep going with PvP and keeping it alive. Will it be enough? At the end of the day, New World is more of a PvE game as of now, right? So it is what it is. But I'm definitely interested to see how it ends up going with these new builds. And at the end of the day, the best way of actually getting more PvP content is by giving us new builds and ways to play the game. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. The truth is, New World has been doing pretty well lately. Season 9 was pretty exciting for a lot of people. A lot of people came back to the game. Streamers, YouTubers, actual normal gamers. It's not all about streamers and YouTubers, guys. Don't worry about it. And it's looking nice. Can they keep this up, though? Can they keep not only every year, but multiple times a year this type of content? One raid with 3 bosses every year is probably not enough. So I really hope they grab whatever money they make in here and just pull it in the game so they can continue for a long more time. At the very least until the Lord of the Rings MMO is out. New World is super cool, and I don't want to die. I want it to keep growing. And I think with this kind of content, it can definitely do that. That being said, how are they gonna be able to maintain this? This is a new expansion, but you don't pay for it. You pay for the battle season, right? For the battle pass, but that's about it. And I'm sorry, but I think more is needed to blast the game and really make it something that will stay here, be consistent, be secure, be constant, which in MMOs is maybe one of the biggest, most important things. You don't want to play an MMO that is fun for a few months and then it dies or it's inconsistent. You want to be there forever. You want it to be your future. You want to be there in that world and feel like you're not wasting your time. So New World needs to do this. This is definitely a step in the right direction, but we need more on this. So keep at it and let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. See you guys around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.